falls apart!
This is the Watterson family being so broke they almost lose the amazing world of Gumball. And this is still them fighting over a check of $50.
Yay! $10 each!
Which really makes me wonder, how much money does the Watterson family actually make? I'm kind of broke, so today we're going to find out. Starting by looking into the episode, The Treasure. The episode starts with the kids being so surprised at the high-quality food Nicole bought, which, by the way, is a giveaway on how broke they are. In fact, the only reason Nicole got such expensive items is because she took someone else's groceries by mistake.
How come we can't get this good stuff all the time?
Look, we'd be able to afford the good stuff if it wasn't for...
After Nicole dodges the question and Anais gets a creepy phone call telling them not to look into why, you bet the kids do exactly that.
So, where do we start?
So the kids set out to investigate why they are so poor. In their attic, they find a handful of bank statements and a key underneath the floorboard. The statements then reveal that the Wattersons, rather Nicole, makes $950 every month from her job at the Rainbow Factory. Let's just hope over the years Nicole's salary increased from that amount, because that amount of money is not enough to take care of this family. Especially when you realize that something in their house, or their house itself, gets destroyed in almost every episode. Hey, quick favor before we dive back in. If you're enjoying the content, hit that like button and consider subscribing. Believe it or not, over 90% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's totally free, takes just a second, and helps the channel more than you know. Already subscribed? You're the best, thank you. Now let's get back to the video.
Look, back here we used to have loads of money. And then it all went.
You see, these bank statements also show that before the Wattersons were unable to afford the good stuff, they were kind of comfortable. They even had up to $24,000 in savings. That is until a purchase was made to a company called Stellar Corporation for $24,000. And ever since then, they have been poor. So the kids set out to find out what exactly cost them $24,000.
It's another piece of paper!
It's not just a piece of paper. It's the reason we'll never be able to afford what we want.
Turns out, sometime after Gumball was born, Richard was surfing the internet when an ad for an out-of-space investment opportunity for the future of your kids appeared on the computer screen, and he accepted the offer on impulse. However, the page had not yet fully loaded when he clicked yes. The rest of the page stated that the investment would be for the children, 10 generations in the Watterson bloodline. Richard tried to get the money back, but Stellar Corporation had gone out of business, taking the Wattersons' savings with it.
That was a very interesting story, Dad. Well done. But what did you buy?
I'll tell you exactly what it was.
This is when we get to find out that Richard spent their entire savings to buy a star.
The star is a symbol of our family's love.
And it'll always be there. Forever.
Oh, but their poverty doesn't end here. It gets so much worse in the money because they lose everything, even their amazing world. You're going to want to stick around until the end of this video, because I will later find out the Wattersons are secretly worth more than they are letting on.
I'm sorry, the card has been declined. It says insufficient funds.
I don't understand. There should be money on that card. Where's it all gone?
The episode begins with the Wattersons realizing that Richard has yet again destroyed what little money they have left. This time around, he converted all the money in Nicole's account and threw it in a river.
We're broke. No, wait. We can't afford the water bills now. This is all we got. Drink up.
Larry then offers them a solution to their money trouble, a commercial of a family eating at Joyful Burger. He says they are the perfect candidates for the role, but Gumball refuses to let the family sell themselves for easy money and convinces them that they will manage themselves in poverty and dignity.
Now what?
The fridge.
What? There's nothing in there.
Exactly. Where's all the food?
As the episode unfolds, the Wattersons start losing everything they have gradually, from all the food in their fridge to the electricity and even their house.
We've lost everything. But hey, at least we stayed true to ourselves. We're still the Wattersons.
Nah, they were not, because without money they are nothing. The show has no budget for animation. Then the environment starts glitching and degrading due to loss of budget for 3D effects.
When you don't have money, your whole world falls apart.
So Nicole then declares that their principals are not worth it and they must sign the contract before Elmore degrades to nothing. The family runs toward the mall to get to Larry, but on the way they lose all their colors and motion animation. They eventually arrive in the nick of time and sign the contract. The amount of money Joyful Burger offers them is not mentioned, but it is huge enough for Gumball to change his mind and accept the offer.
This is what they're paying.
Mom, I got an effing mat.
Maybe it was even larger than $10,000, which is a sum the Wattersons have gotten before, in the gripes. This one starts with Gumball griping about everything until the people of Elmore, including Mr. Small and Alan, notice their complaints and begin to open charity cases for them, with citizens pitching in by giving Gumball and Darwin various items. Gumball and Darwin attempt to tell the citizens they do not need the items, but their words fall on deaf ears.
We didn't lie. We're made of poor, right, Darwin?
Prove it!
Sure. We're like so poor that we can't afford free stuff.
So, to keep up with the charade, Gumball and Darwin trash their house by filling it with numerous rats, a skunk, and a cockroach to make it dirty. So when the crowd of Elmore citizens arrive at their house and see how trashed it is, they give them a paycheck of $10,000.
Hey kids! I got your jet skis! Their dad is not a monster!
Of course, Richard spends all their money again.
Oh, wait! You should see how much Dad spent on these. We are broke now.
Isn't it funny how every episode that shows the financial side of the Wattersons has Richard wasting their money on something dumb? Gumball eventually calms the crowd down, and the Wattersons then awkwardly enter their house alongside the $10,000 paycheck.
Why can't we just have one treat? Because it's the end of the month and I work a dead-end job where I get paid peanuts. That's not a figure of speech, by the way.
So far, we've seen that Nicole makes $950 monthly, even though in The Parents, she reveals that she literally gets paid in peanuts. If we're being real, peanuts in Elmore might actually be a form of currency. But let's do the math. Based on the bank statements we saw in the treasure, it lines up. $950 a month comes out to just $11,400 a year. Now let's compare that with their expenses. A single episode of The Amazing World of Gumball proves they're constantly wrecking their house, car, or both. Replacing just a broken car windshield is $200. A destroyed kitchen is upwards of $15,000. Multiply that by, well, every other episode, and you'll see why the Wattersons are always depicted as poor. And I haven't even added up the mortgage payments, utilities, food for a family of 5, and Richard's constant emergency spending sprees. But you see, every once in a while, the Wattersons stumble into serious money, like the $10,000 check in the gripes, the $50 check from the check, or the mystery payday from Joyful Burger in the money. And if we factor in the menu, technically for a single day, Gumball and Darwin became billionaires before discarding it all to find out the name of a secret burger for Richard. So technically the Wattersons are the richest and the poorest family in Elmore. But how much do they actually make? If we go off Nicole's salary alone, $11,400 a year, that's it. If we add random windfalls like 10K checks or ad deals, maybe they touch 20K in a good year. But if we count the menu, their net worth is infinite because they literally had billions, then threw it away. The Wattersons are actually worth anywhere between $0 and infinity dollars, which, honestly, perfectly fits their chaotic energy. So yeah, the Wattersons may not be rich in money, but they're definitely rich in chaos. And maybe that's what keeps the Amazing World of Gumball so priceless.
Business moguls Gumball and Darwin Watterson have sold their Joyful Burger shares for a whopping $4.6 billion.
If you liked this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe and check out the next video right here.